When I talked at the 50th anniversary, I compared the growth of Camp Solomon Schechter to the growth of the airline industry. Remember, those of you may recall, I talked about Kitty Hawk and the Wright brothers. By the way, there's a new book by David McCullough all about the Wright brothers, which I heartily recommend to you. The scene was a dismal scene when they launched the first airborne craft in the world. No one could have imagined or even begin to imagine the extraordinary degree of development comparing the original airplane that they launched with the superliners that now are being produced by Boeing in Seattle. There's been a transformation of the whole world in my lifetime, your lifetime. What I heard today and what I see with my own eyes is that same kind of transformation. Not involving the whole world, not involving all the different continents that are now connected with each other, but involving my world, your world. My world is the Jewish community of the Pacific Northwest. I used to travel a lot to other parts of the world, but this was home. And what happened here at home was terribly important to me, to my family, to my congregation, to my friends. The crown was completed just a few months ago, as we have just heard. This is now a Jewish lake. It not only has a Jewish name, but it has been used already as a mikveh. People have converted to Judaism immersing in that lake. So it's a Jewish lake. I see an amphitheater there, which is a shul. I remember so well going in Israel to see the ancient synagogue on the shores of the Sea of Galilee. Shaped something like this, but larger. I was very impressed, not only by the talk, but also by the answer to the question about who is Samus. Name was Sam Israel. Whether he was a religious Jew or a non-religious Jew, totally immaterial. He was a Jew whose name happened to be Israel. Everything connected with Israel was important to him. Equally important to all of us. I was born in Jerusalem, in the land of Israel. I've always thought about Camp Solomon Schechter, my little part of Israel in America. Underlying our efforts to create Camp Solomon Schechter was the awareness, especially at that time, wasn't really very easy for young Jews to go to the new state of Israel. We didn't have at that time programs like Birthright Program, USY program in Israel, literally scores of programs for young people in Israel for American Jewish youth. I grew up here today with the Kahns. Their son Robert was a director here at camp for a number of years. He was a rabbi in the congregation in America. But then he made Aliyah to Israel. What did he do in Israel? He was director of education for young Judea for American Jewish youth going to Israel. That exists today. When Camp Solomon Schechter started, that was not an option. There weren't such programs. What we really wanted to do was to create a little Israel here, a place where kids could hear the Hebrew language, use the Hebrew language, study about the Jewish people and their history, play Israeli games. When I grew up in Ohio, I didn't know anything about Gaga. It's like being in Israel, an Israeli kid playing in Israel. And then on top of that, I hear today of the wonderful support that a Jew in Seattle by the name of Israel is giving to Camp Solomon Schechter. Everything really came together for me today. And I'm so thankful to all of you for making this possible and for undertaking the project that will make the next 60 years as meaningful and as productive and as significant as the past 60 years have been. Thank you.